Namaste everyone. It is my great pleasure and honor to welcome everyone to this 29th annual World Yoga Festival and the 8th International Day of Yoga celebration. Today we have a beautiful theme, that is Global Culture of Peace. Our moderator, MCLB Monica Willard, she is a main NGO representative of URI to the United Nations. It's a long time NGO leader at the UN. I always say she's my mentor too. a peace woman at the UN. That's what we call her, a peace woman. And she was the chair for the 45th annual DPI conference, international conference at the UN. She's a past president of the CR NGOs and so many communities she led. And without delay, I want to invite her to lead this group. Monica Willard, floor is for you.
Good morning, everyone. What a joy it is to be with you on this particular morning to talk about a program that you might not think of as immediately related to the Yoga Festival. This morning's program is going to be dedicated to looking at nuclear weapons. And if you think about the presence of nuclear weapons in our lives since they first started, most of us on this call, maybe all of us on this call, were not even born when the first nuclear bombs were used. But they have been used, and they have been developed and expanded beyond measure. And we are here together to address a threat that is as present as climate change, that can happen in a matter of minutes by the way their weapons are set up. But it's very hard to address it just on the negotiations, just on the level of science, which the evidence is there. So when we hold the fact that scientific proof shows us that that this is suicidal, that this is dangerous, that there is nothing about this that would make any situation better, how do we even begin to address such a big threat? I'm starting out with a quote that inspires me and has for many years from Grandfather Harry Bird. A heartfelt prayer is more powerful than an atom bomb. So today, we are bringing you some aspects of ways to pray, including yoga, and also looking at this issue from some of the negotiation places, from some of the places where churches and temples and places of worship and spiritual traditions can make an impact on the politics. We are here to add our prayers, to learn from one another, and to expand our imagination in how prayer can make a difference in changing this global threat. So I thank you for listening with some new ears, because this is about an issue that a lot of us don't like to deal with, that we think has been taken care of, that we live in past thoughts, that the bomb ended World War II, so how can it be bad? The bomb ended World War II when there was no response. It would have ended it anyway, probably without them, but the timing, there were no other nuclear weapons. Should there be any use of a nuclear weapons at this point? 15,000 nuclear weapons can be used in response. We need to make a change, and we need to call in the highest powers to help in any way, and particularly to add to our thoughts and our prayers. And may we be part of the solution. So I'm going to open this program this morning with the prayer that Voices for a Nuclear-Free World, a cooperation circle of the URI, opens every meeting with. It opens with the prayer that the United Religions Initiative founder, the Right Reverend William E. Swing, wrote for our group. But it has been inspirational to me for many reasons. The beginning and the end are in your hands, O Creator of the universe. And in our hands, you have placed the fate of this planet. We who are tested by both having creative and destructive power in our free will, turn to you in sober fear and intoxicating hope. We ask for your guidance and to share in your imagination in our deliberations about the use of nuclear force. Help us to lift the fog of atomic darkness that hovers so pervasively over our earth, your earth, so that soon all eyes may see life magnified by your pure light. Bless all of us who wait today for your presence and who dedicate ourselves to achieve your intended peace and rightful equilibrium on earth, in the name of all that is holy and all that is hoped. So as we look, actually, I'm going to let you sit with this prayer and invite Jennifer Kim to come in with peace breathing. Jennifer is a director of the Peace School in Chicago, and they use breathing as a way of teaching so much of what they do. But peace breathing is an important part of their program, and we have the leadership of Jennifer Kim from Chicago to join us and sit with that prayer as we go into peace breathing. Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you, Monica. Thank you so much. Let's close our eyes and start to feel aware of our breathing. Slowing the breathing down. As we breathe, letting peace fill the mind, your heart, your body, down to each cell. With each breath, peace expands, filling your room, filling this Zoom room, spreading to your community, touching your family, your friends. With each breath, peace expands widely across your country, across all countries, in harmony with all nature. With each breath, peace touches the entire world. Let's breathe together. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, world. Exhale, peace. 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 Let's breathe at our own pace for another moment. Peace. Relax, opening eyes. Thank you so much. Thank you, Monica. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it.
Jennifer, thank you so much for bringing us together in this important room today, looking at nuclear weapons and looking at our prayerful responses to the world, to creating a culture of peace, to connecting with the World Yoga community. And we thank you, Guruji, for inviting so many peace activists to be with us this morning who care deeply about wanting to support the World Yoga community as well as to bring in other ways of sharing together our prayers for peace, and particularly for nuclear abolition and a world free of nuclear weapons. I am wondering, yes, he is. I have the good pleasure to bring a specific perspective to start our program from Lyndon Harris. Some of you may know Lyndon Harris as the priest who held Ground Zero together after 9/11 to feed and to care for all of the rescue workers for over a year. I had the good fortune of meeting him at the Parliament of the World's Religions, and we got to pray together looking out at the Mediterranean for a garden of forgiveness. But Lyndon has joined us on other calls about nuclear weapons, and I just asked him if he could help frame it in a way that holds his skills, his care, and his love. So from your perspective, Lyndon, I am so glad to have you with us this morning.
Thank you, Monica. Wow, what an honor to be with you all this morning. Thank you. Namaste. I remember vividly standing on the shores of the Mediterranean in Barcelona. Well, actually, just before we went out on the beach, I was sitting in the Sikh tent having this beautiful lunch that was provided for us for free. They did that every day for thousands of people, just incredible. And I met Monica there, and she asked me, so what am I up to? And I said, I'm really dreaming about starting a nonprofit called the Gardens of Forgiveness. We want one at Ground Zero. And she said, that's fabulous. Let's go out and pray about it. I still have a picture of us sitting in that tent somewhere, and what a profound experience that was. And our journeys have been along similar paths since that time, and working for peace and caring for people and offering words of hope. And I want to just touch on that a bit today. I know that we're a little time limited, and I am aware of that. I want to be mindful and respectful of that. First off, I want to just do an assessment or an honoring, just an acknowledgement. We come to this work today in a world that is devastated by natural disasters due to climate change. We have war in, Ukraine. We have a pandemic that's running its course. It's devastated so many people. We have challenges in the supply chain, food chain. We have a lot of challenges, and I want us to acknowledge those and just place them on the table beside us there as we focus on yet another challenge that's been with us for a good while as well. 72 years ago, actually 75 years ago, the US became the first and only country ever to employ atomic weapons in warfare. A B-29 bomber called the Enola Gay named for Enola Gay Tibbets, the mother of the pilot, Colonel Paul Tibbets, dropped the equivalent of 16 kilotons of dynamite on the Japanese city of Hiroshima. The city was destroyed, with immediate casualties numbering over 80,000, with an additional 35,000 severely injured. By the end of the year, another 60,000 would be dead. The Enola Gay took off that morning to great fanfare. Officials wanted to record its mission for posterity. It returned safely to its base 12 hours later, and several hundred people, including journalists and photographers, came and gathered for the plane's return. Colonel Tibbets, the first one to disembark from the plane, was immediately presented with the Distinguished Service Cross right on the spot. The Distinguished Service Cross. 3 days later, Major General Charles Sweeney, the pilot for the bomber Boxcar, dropped the next bomb, killing 40,000 and another 35,000 dying soon thereafter. We have been baptized into a nuclear world, and it's a scary world. I've been a big follower of the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientist for a long time, and keeping my eyes on where the clock is. Oppenheimer, the scientist who was the head of the Manhattan Project, who helped create the bomb when it was detonated in a desert in New Mexico, Trinity. Ironically named again, right? You get the Distinguished Service Cross for dropping a bomb. They named the first atomic detonation in New Mexican desert, Trinity, a site called Trinity. Watching the mushroom cloud that day, Oppenheimer recalled the words of Vishnu from the Bhagavad Gita, the holy scriptures of our Hindu brothers and sisters. Now I am become death, destroyer of worlds. It's pretty sobering, right? Nora Gallagher wrote a novel I was intrigued about a few years back about the detonation in the New Mexican desert at Trinity. And she wrote a novel called Changing Light, a novel. She did significant research on the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And she gives voice to a young Japanese girl who survives the bombing, who asks this question: those men who built the bomb, what did they think would happen if they dropped it? What did they think would happen if they dropped it? We've been given a lot of reasons why the bomb was dropped to end the war, to save American lives, and these are factually true. Hiroshima did end the war and save American lives because a land invasion and a ground war in Japan would have created enormous casualties. But we've learned a lot of things since that time. One is that we put Russia on notice and began the period we know as the Cold War. They talked at length about how Hiroshima and Nagasaki presented ideal virgin targets, a classroom example, if you will, from which to assess the power and destructive capacity of these new weapons. But building bombs and detonating them is insane. The day of the dropping of the bomb on Hiroshima is August 6th. And that always coincides in the Episcopal Church calendar with the feast of the Transfiguration of Jesus. And so as an Episcopal priest for a number of years, I'm a forgiveness teacher now, but when I was serving churches, August 6th was always the day to talk about the feast of the Transfiguration of Jesus. And I always would juxtapose that with the transfiguration of humanity. In the Gospel of Matthew, Jesus takes Peter, James, and John with him up on this mountain. And in a mystical experience, Jesus is covered in blinding, brilliant, beautiful light before the three disciples. And it's a holy and sacred experience. They saw Jesus for the first time for who he was. He wasn't transformed that day, he was transfigured. So they saw him for who he was. We celebrate that feast on August 6th. And I juxtapose that with the transfiguration that humanity has brought into the world, and to see clearly the fear that has led to the dropping of these bombs, and to be mindful of the dangers that still are there with us, are here with us, even more so. Today is a day that we want to be intentional about talking about our peacemaking in light of this nuclear problem, with addressing it through prayer. And I want to do that today. I remember when we were about to invade Iraq, Monica mentioned that I was the priest in charge of St. Paul's Chapel in New York City after 9/11, and served there for quite a while afterwards. We did a lot of stuff. Maybe some of you were actually involved in it. But I remember when we were going to invade Iraq, I was livid that the attacks on 9/11 would be used as a pretext for an invasion of Iraq. And I went to the rally in Washington, and I probably was the most angry person there that day. If you heard a loud scream throughout the whole day, that was probably me. You were probably there too. That was me. Then I read something that Mother Teresa said, that she's not going to go to any more anti-war rallies anymore because she's never been to an angrier place. Gandhi said we should be the change. We should be the peace that we wish to see in the world. We should embody that peace. And if we embody that peace in our lives, it creates ripple effects that go out into the world. And I learned a lesson in the years following, that my anger, although righteous in its intention, because it's something we should and could get angry about, it's not the best strategic maneuver, because what happens with the anger, if you hold on to it forever, it's like a container that holds acid. You know, after a while, it just eats right through it. In fact, if you've spent this is from research shared with a partner I work with at Stanford, Fred Luskin, Stanford Forgiveness Project. If you spend 5 minutes in anger, that diminishes your immune system for 4 to 6 hours. The opposite is true too. If you spend 5 minutes in peace and gratitude or prayer, that enhances your immune system for 4 to 6 hours. Be the peace we wish to see in the world. You know, it's not a hopeful situation we're facing. I mean, it's a terrible situation we're facing. I named all the things at the start, and you could add countless numbers more to that list. But I'm going to vote with Bishop Tutu, who said, "I'm not an optimist, but I'm a prisoner to hope." I'm not an optimist. I'm a prisoner to hope. We don't have the luxury of despair. We don't have the luxury of a blind rage that leads us nowhere. We have to find peace within ourselves so that our lives may create ripples that create more peace in the world. There's a writer that I'm really fond of.
Can I have this be your last wrap up with the writer then, Lyndon?
Yeah.
So that we can get to the rest. I thank you so much. And
Absolutely.
the inspiration you provide is so important.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So it's Charles Eisenstein, and the title of this book says it all. He says, the book is entitled "The More Beautiful World Our Hearts Know Is Possible." So I won't say a whole lot about that, but I'll just drop that as a reference, and I encourage you to pick it up, to find that peace. I had one really quick poem, if I could share it. Here's how I find peace. Wendell Berry's poem, "The Peace of Wild Things." When the despair for the world grows in me, and I wake in the night at the least sound, in fear of what my life and my children's lives may be, I go and lie down where the wood drake rests in his beauty on the water, and the great heron feeds. I come into the peace of wild things who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. I come into the peace of still water, and I feel above me the day-blind stars waiting with their light. For a time, I rest in the grace of the world and I am free. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lyndon. And I'm sorry I needed to interrupt you. Would you please put some of those references into the chat box?
I'll be happy to do
You
so.
have
Absolutely.
given us a wonderful framework, a framework of looking back at August 6th,
Mhm.
some of the Christian symbolism that was involved with it, and leading not only to the despair, but to the hopeful side. And we're here to look at this prayerfulness, this hopefulness, and you have set a perfect framework for us to work in. I thank you for being
Thank
with
you.
us, Lyndon.
Thank you.
And I
Privilege.
thank you for your past and future work and your
Thank you.
present and your presence.
Thank you. Always want
Um,
to be with you.
I am very pleased to have you be followed by two people from Pathways to Peace. I think the first one will be Renard, who will give us a little overview of what nuclear issues are coming up this summer and the work that he's been doing for Pathways to Peace. Renard, we thank you for being a youthful voice on this call and for all the work that you have done to teach us about nuclear weapons. And so I ask you to share your remarks now. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much, Monica. It is wonderful to join all of you for our program today on nuclear prayer, nuclear disarmament, and abolition during the 29th Annual World Yoga Festival. My name is Renor Yani, and I'm the Program Coordinator for Nuclear Disarmament Advocacy and Research at Pathways to Peace globally and in Albania. Within the 10 principles of the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, the first principle is ahimsa, which means non-violence and to be peaceful. This is important to keep into consideration when it comes to daily life and what world governments are doing to implement this important concept. During a conference with Yogi Bhajan and Ram Dass titled Meeting of the Ways at Stanford University in 1982, Yogi Bhajan stated, "There will be no Rome, no more Golden Temple, and there will be no more Mecca. There will be no more you, and there will be no more me. In a simple description, the earth will be a furnace. If nuclear war takes place, it doesn't matter who strikes first or who strikes later. This planet Earth will become a furnace." And I would add my own thoughts and say, as a human being, when you think of everything you love and have worked hard for, such as your career, your children, your family, your life's work, your friends, your community, everyone that has helped you in times of difficulty, and every person you love, it becomes very difficult to think about all of that being challenged. This is not to sound alarmist or to create fear, but instead it is an invitation for everyone to make an honest assessment of everything good that is important to you and to realize that nuclear weapons are never worth its potential negative impact. Besides all the challenges that humanity has faced to reach a world free of nuclear weapons, there has been some significant steps that have been taken to reach that goal. On July 7, 2017, 122 states voted within the UN General Assembly for the adoption of the Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons, TPNW. The TPNW is the first legally binding treaty that bans nuclear weapons and prohibits developing, testing, producing, manufacturing, transferring, possessing, stockpiling, using, or threatening to use nuclear weapons, or allowing nuclear weapons to be stationed on their territory. The TPNW also complements the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, NPT. Humanity and the Japanese Hibakusha survivors who survived the atomic bombing in Hiroshima and Nagasaki have waited for this day for over 77 years. At Pathways to Peace, we work to raise awareness and advocate for nuclear disarmament and the adoption of the Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons, TPNW, worldwide and within Albania. We are also a partner organization of the International Campaign to Abolish Nuclear Weapons, which won the 2017 Nobel Peace Prize. I'm very pleased to share that we recently published a new research report on the Albanian public opinion of the TPNW. The study reports that 98% of Albanian citizens want Albania to join the TPNW. The research also shows a strong majority, 88% of Albanians surveyed, feel their country would not be prepared to handle a crisis if a nuclear detonation were to occur anywhere in the world. Considering their seat on the United Nations Security Council, Albanians feel their government should affirm its commitment to nuclear disarmament by joining the rest of the international community through ratifying the TPNW. I highly recommend that you visit pathwaystopeace.org/programs/Albania to read more. I've been very fortunate to also share this report with representatives from the Albanian Ministry of Foreign Affairs. In concert with publishing our research report, we co-organized a conference in partnership with the UN Department of Global Communications titled Nuclear Disarmament and Disaster Risk Reduction, Women and Girls in the Lead on March 17th. Some included speakers were the Ambassador of Albania, His Excellency Ambassador Ferit Hoxha, the UN Office of Disarmament Affairs, the International Committee of the Red Cross, ICRC, the International Campaign to Abolish Nuclear Weapons, and the Comprehensive Test Ban Treaty Organization. At this time, there is no better moment for everyone to become more knowledgeable on nuclear disarmament, and it is vitally essential for young people and young professionals to learn more on how they can best contribute to this movement. Only 2 days ago, we marked the 40th anniversary of the largest nuclear disarmament rally in American history that gathered over 1 million people in New York City on June 12, 1982. People of all ages, including young people, voiced their call for an end to the Cold War arms race and nuclear disarmament in this historic event. It is this same type of momentum and organizing that young people must bring forth to our current efforts today. The current crisis in Eastern Europe is a clear example that shows why we need global nuclear disarmament. In addition to civil society advocacy, the first meeting of states parties on the Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons will occur next week between June 21st and 23rd in Vienna, Austria. Several governments will be coming together to identify the obligations of the treaty, such as Article 6, which aims to provide assistance to victims of nuclear use or testing and for environmental remediation in contaminated areas. Others, such as the International Committee of the Red Cross, academics, parliamentarians, and other NGOs will be present. I'd like to thank World Yoga Community, URI, and May Peace Prevail on Earth International, along with all of the co-organizers for today's important program. I hope that we have given you inspiration, knowledge, and willpower to take action for peace today. Thank you.
Renor, you absolutely nailed what we needed to hear from you. You brought in so many aspects, and to talk about Albania the way and to work with them the way you are. May our prayers add to your support to having them voice that in the Security Council, and to know that you are carrying such an important role for us. When you mentioned the nuclear march, I was there, and I can assure you it was intergenerational because my daughter was in a baby carriage that day going through the streets of New York. And so it is possible. We need to just come together, but we need to have the knowledge and the points of entry. And you've said that beautifully. Thank you. And I'm going to ask Tez to just say a little bit about Pathways to Peace, because as the executive director, Tezikiah Gabriel has taken on a big role. Many of us have known Avon Madison for a long time, and Pathways to Peace was synonymous with Avon. And Tez has carried it for a number of years in new directions, broadening its perspective and helping the voice of people like Renor come out to share. And I think we should probably replay that from CSW issue on the women at some point. And we'll let you know, Guruji, to share this program that was done and mentioned. So thank you, Renor. And Tez, briefly, if you can, please just share with us your hope for prayers for nuclear weapons.
Yes. Well, thank you, Monica. And it's just an honor and a joy, really, to be here with you for the annual yoga festival. Thank you so much. I first just want to speak a little bit more about Renor, and I promise my reflections will be very brief. You know, Renor came first to Pathways to Peace as a Pathways to Peace youth representative to the UN. And he came with a vision for a nuclear-free world and with passion for working to achieve that vision, as well as some skill sets and connections to take direct action. So as he encouraged us and encouraged us to provide kind of a voice, a platform for other young people to pick up this mantle that's so incredibly important to us. I want to just reflect for a moment on Renor's path to Pathways to Peace and his path to the amazing work he's doing today. He came in with that. And so he was first mentored by Avon, our beloved co-founder who recently passed. And now as you said, I have the opportunity to support and enhance his work and to take our Pathways to Peace commitment to abolition of nuclear weapons to a whole new level. So I'm grateful for Renor. I'm grateful for all the young people who are leading this charge today. And I'm grateful for everyone on this call and in this community for their work around this important issue. And I really can't speak to abolishing nuclear weapons without raising, once again, our beloved founder, Avon Madison. You know, Pathways to Peace was founded in 1984 while we were coming out of the Cold War. And Avon served in the US Foreign Service for several years during the Cold War era. And during the height of the Cold War, as most of us know, neither side showed a willingness to use nuclear weapons, despite a total of over 60,000 nuclear weapons that were produced. And that threat, therefore, was omnipresent. So Avon lived in that awareness of the threat of nuclear weapons and recognized it as the greatest barrier to peace. So Pathways to Peace in its founding was wrapped around that awareness of the threat of nuclear weapons. In addition, Pathways to Peace is a United Nations peace messenger. And the very first resolution of the United Nations, adopted in January 1946, called for the elimination from national armaments of atomic weapons and all other major weapons adaptable to mass destruction. In 1946, the first resolution of the United Nations. So for Pathways to Peace, for us, the abolition of nuclear weapons is a 40-year commitment that's really built into our organizational DNA. In closing, just let me take a moment to honor the power of prayer. I know in light of the enormity of the nuclear threat, that many of us might feel powerless, and we might feel like prayer is inadequate. And I know and I believe that the importance of prayer, meditation, intention, whatever form we employ to be in connection with the divine source, is the most important tool we can employ. I know that prayer is the most powerfully transformative energy in the universe. And in these times, our individual and our collective connection to the source of all that is, again, it is the most critical thing we can employ. And when we do, it changes everything. We are all one. And when we recognize that, how can we live with even the thought of nuclear weapons? One heart. So I will leave you with that and with our gratitude to be a part of all the goodness that is occurring here today and throughout the festival. Thank you.
Tezikiah, my dear friend Tez, I just thank you for sharing Pathways to Peace, for reminding us of that first UN resolution calling for nuclear abolition. And more importantly, your message on prayer, because one of the things that we are doing here today is adding our prayers, and I keep putting it in because it is my job. Nuclear Prayer Day will be celebrated together, and hopefully you will help expand it on August the 6th. We will be asking for your help from wherever you are to just add a prayer and ask others to pray for nuclear abolition. There'll be more about that in a little bit, but to introduce someone who for years has been a leader in the New York City area on holding events on August the 6th. TK Nakagaki, you have been such an example of prayerfulness, of caring. Would you tell us a little bit about the way you have honored and have carried the August 6th date for many years? And we thank you, and I look forward to creating with you a special Nuclear Prayer Day in New York on August 6th. TK,
Yeah.
please share your story.
So, good morning. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to share my experience also. And then Monica, thank you so much for calling me up. But I thought when I saw the program, I'm in the very last one that I saw my name. So I was assuming I'm relaxing and to listen to all of the people. So it's a little difference of the my planning, but then all the speakers so wonderful, different views they're sharing. And then my part of the reason that I started this peace ceremony, I have been organizing the interfaith peace gathering commemorating Hiroshima and Nagasaki from 1994 when I was assigned to the New York Buddhist Church. So 29 years now. This is the 29th year that I'm doing it. So well, thank you. Because one of the things is the year that I was assigned was the 50th anniversary of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, meaning that next year, right, the following year, 1995. But then the Buddhist count is exactly the year is the 50th anniversary or memorial is that time. So, and then also before I came to the temple, that I just went to see the statue. Actually, in my temple, there's a statue surviving an atomic bomb standing. And then that happened to be the 50th anniversary. I have to do something as a resident minister. That's how I started, actually. So, but then before I came to New York, I went to Hiroshima to where the statue was. And then I learned the statue, the history, and how statue was sent to the United States, basically for the first of all, they wanted to send to UN, but UN refused because that's more like a, the Buddhist figure, and so I guess the Maria is there, but not to the Buddhist one. But anyway, that's some kind of other story. But then the temple, the minister at that time accept statue, and then the statue itself is sharing the peace message to the world from the Hiroshima, and then the New York where the atomic bomb was created, Manhattan Project and so forth. And so that's why I thought I should start something. And then actually as I start doing it, I learned how important the hearing the messages, because although I was born in Japan, I was from Osaka. It's not the Hiroshima or either Nagasaki. So for us, for Osaka people, that happened in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, not to Japan. So that's another maybe different awareness that people has in Japan. So or from the world, maybe that was dropped to Japan, but actually for Japanese people, that was dropped to a certain area. So it's some dynamic is different. But anyway, so the one that I started Hiroshima Nagasaki Day, and I start learning myself too, the experience and so forth. Then I feel like this thing is very important, and I just wanted to through having the memorial service, then there's an opportunity to always reflect and also encourage people to even actually visit to Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Actually, just talking about it is one thing, but you be there and experience or what they I mean, of course you can't experience exactly, but then when you get there, you feel the air, you feel the the atmosphere. So I just wanted to encourage people to go there, and then so some of the experience very important. And then one thing for me, most important part is actually memorial service that I started, because the meaning is I feel like always I have to go back to the where it started. We call it, the what do you call it, beginner's mind, mind of beginning. It's always there's a something there, and so most important part for me was what happens to that moment, and then what is things what happen, the actually really understand what it means by losing all the lives all of a sudden for the people, and that we talk about how precious the life is, but yet we don't even respect to the others. Like I used to be in Japan, you have a lot of fighting too, of course, internally fighting over this, but then every time after they fight, they actually do the memorial service for so-called their enemies, because we happen to be the way that was, the fighting each other, but yet we are all human beings. We all receive the, precious life, and then we have to be sometimes the enemies and so forth, but yet we always to show respect to the people whose life. And so it's not like this life is important, but this life is not important. This is an enemy or this is a friend, but happen to be the enemy and friend. So it's just essentially the life should be respected. It's actually where the non-violence stand. And then, so which means your life is important, then the other's life is important. So all the lives should be important. But then unfortunately, we are very stupid in one way, selfish and so forth. So those are part of it. So one thing that I feel like when I'm starting the memorial, one of the reasons we do the memorial on the moment is again to show the respect to the life, basically, and then the thinking of the life. And what does that mean, peace? And if you really understand the life meaning, then the peace should come up naturally. And then, instead of, but then also there is the idea of a peace itself. I feel like it's one of the problems is peace, how you understand the peace. Because sometimes peace among ourselves, among the friends, they're peaceful, but then they create an enemy, so-called. But then, so then that itself for me is a really problematic. And how you deal with that case, because of course, Buddhist or, the Jainism and so forth, they took non-violence as the way. Peace is only through the non-violence, not through the power of weapons. So first things that in order to create the peace, drop the weapons. I mean, that's the fundamental question, fundamental things. So, I mean, this is the same as a gun violence for me. Of course, because I was growing in Japan, right? So how many people are killed by gun? You know, 1 or 2 per year. I mean, then here you're talking about every day fighting, killing, and then, but then at the same time, Japanese people do not have guns. How can you be possibly killed by the guns anyway? But here, to protect ourselves, we have to protect ourselves, and then everybody wanted to create ourselves and have so much guns. So it's like a nuclear weapon is the same game, right? So there's no way you can stop it, and no way you can stop the gun violence here in this country, as long as you gave up the guns, right? I mean that's a simple creation of the peace, but then the peace by the nonviolence or peace by the weapons. I mean that has been always historically speaking. People fight for the peace. Then, but if you don't have weapons to fight with, you can't fight for the peace either. But then maybe fight should be like a more dialogues. So that's why one of my organization, I'm right now president of the Heiwa Peace and Reconciliation Foundation of New York. My goal is actually having the more dialogues, and also the really dialogue means you really understand yourself and then try to understand the others. So that's actually what I'm always aiming at. And
Thank
I
you,
hope this is
TK.
good to share with you today. So thank you very much.
It was not only good, it was perfect. When you
Okay.
have held August 6th for so many years, I've had the good fortune of praying in front of your temple and seeing that wonderful statue with Fumi Johns-Stewart.
Oh,
And
yeah, sure.
we did that just recently and said the nuclear prayer there. I just want to thank you for your dedication, your inspiration, your words, and most importantly, for carrying a space that we can help expand, but we need you as a part of that because of the lineage that you take. And because, how did you say that? Going back to the beginning, that beginning memory. And as we go
yeah.
back to that
Sure.
beginning memory, let us know something that I learned just recently, well, a couple of years back as we were looking at it. Nagasaki was a Christian community. The statue of in the UN that came from Nagasaki came from the Catholic Cathedral in Japan, because that was where the Christians migrated to Nagasaki. We don't talk about some of the realities when we go back to the beginning, but that was a very important one to learn and to share. The other is us in so many ways. And you saying Japan, we think of it as the whole country, and they think of it as Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Yeah, it's
How interesting that is, because I
like a state.
still hold in my heart, how can the Japanese forgive us and move forward? And I think that that whole idea of going back to the memories, how we do it, and how we can carry it forward to bring a forgiveness for wiping out a substantial number of people with 2 bombs. Hundreds of thousands of people died in Hiroshima and Nagasaki and have continued to die from radiation and effects afterwards. 2 bombs. We have over 15,000 of those weapons now. So it's time for things that are different. I am not seeing Hiro on this call. I'm wondering, Joni, I'm going to pass it to you, and then we'll bring Hiro in when he comes, or someone else will read the interfaith statement for the that was designed in a group committee to be read on June 21st, World Yoga Day, but also the day for that begins the TPNW member states parties meeting. And so, Joni, if you would start, I just so am glad to have you here. Reverend Joni Carley is an interfaith minister, an NGO at the UN who works on unity, who works on inspiration and leadership. Joni, thank you.
So good to be here. I want to invite everyone into prayer together. That's really the power of our coming together. So I invite you to just Release, relax, take a breath. Just feel into this space of this beloved community of peacemakers. Just take a minute to breathe peace, to be peace together. Inhale world, exhale peace. Inhale world, exhale peace. And please pray with me. I call on the one love, the one light, the one spark of spirit that lights the flame of peace in our hearts. As our hearts and minds and souls converge in this sacred space, we attune ourselves to the divine source of global harmony. We celebrate together today as a global community that shares a common vision for one peaceful world. We are the walkers on the pathways to peace, and our paths are made exponentially brighter by praying together. We are the ones we've been waiting for because we are a harmonic convergence of souls who are responding to the fierce urgency of now by saying a great big yes. Yes to the deep mystical voice that always knows the path of peace and always calls us toward it. Yes to creating self-peace Yes to creating self-peace by making kind and loving everyday choices. We say yes to a world that is centered in safety for all, compassion, justice, well-being, and joyfulness. We say yes to a world where common good is the common denominator of economics, governance, and trade. We say yes to a world where the golden rule rules, to a local cultures of peace where leaders treat their people the way they want to be treated. And we say yes to a golden rule-based global governance where nations treat other nations the way they want to be treated. We will not be stopped by the enormous power of the nuclear industry. We will not be stopped by stories of the inevitability of nuclear armaments. We will not be stopped by the delusion that we can fight our way to peace. And we will not be stopped by the ubiquitous cultural assumptions that normalize the prospect of annihilating ourselves. Because we know the awesome power of our purpose. We know the extraordinary power of our prayer. And we know the ultimate power of saying yes to going all in on love. No matter what, no matter who, no matter where, no matter when, we say yes to love. We give thanks for every act of kindness, compassion, and peace in the past, present, and future. We give thanks for all the generations of peacemakers who forged the path for us to be right here, right now. And we give thanks for the peace builders who are on the front lines, who are behind and ahead of the lines, and who are joining us here to exponentiate our individual prayers by coming together in common prayer. We give thanks for how much we light each other up when we come together in the name of peace. And we give thanks for the sense of deep belonging we feel when we gather in the spirit of peace. We release these prayers into the great cosmos, knowing our visions and prayers for peace are supercharged by this convergence of consciousness. We release our prayers into the universe by saying a big yes together 3 times. We say yes to putting peace first, yes to living in cultures of peace, and yes to going all in on love. So I'm going to say the big yes 3 times and ask you to take yourself off of mute and repeat after me. Yes, yes, yes.
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 Yes. One more time. I'll say it and then repeat. Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
So it is.
Yes.
Blessed be. Amen. And may peace prevail.
Amen. Amen.
Whoa. Joni. Yes. Yes. Thank you for that rousing gathering of yes. Yes to the intention of a world without nuclear weapons. Yes to working together. And I just thank you so much for adding that to this program. Guruji, is Hero here? Ah, good.
Yes, heroes here.
Ah, Hero, I have the good fortune of being able to introduce you not only as a friend, as a leader of Soka Gakkai International's UN team, but as someone who has carried so much for the Committee of Religious NGOs, for the culture of peace, and for Soka Gakkai International. But it's through your working with all of us that we have the good fortune of knowing you. And I just want to put in a little plug, because Anna Akita, who is in Japan visiting her family right now, is with SGI and helped organize an interfaith group to write a statement that will be read on World Yoga Day as the members of the states who have signed the TPNW, the Treaty to Prohibit Nuclear Weapons, is happening in Vienna. And this will be shared and it will be available for other people. I just put it in the chat.
Monica, you muted yourself.
I'm sorry. I cut this in on, I thought I was losing my computer again. And it was just my voice. I'm sorry. Anyway, Hiro, thank you. Thank you, Anna, for all she did to lead to help create this. And I'd like all of you to hear the words that will be presented in at these meetings in Vienna. Thank you, Hiro, for reading this interface statement.
Thank you, Monica. Thank you, everybody, for sharing with me this wonderful opportunity to read this interface statement, so far signed by more than 100 organizations. And so here we go. As faith communities from a diversity of traditions and located all over the world, we join together with one voice to mark this first meeting of states parties to the Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons. We welcome this historic occasion and celebrate this milestone that moves us closer to a world without nuclear weapons. We gather at a time when the threat of nuclear annihilation feels closer than before. So many more of us suffer from anxiety in response to the increasing threats by nuclear armed states. In the face of these urgent existential threats, we are more determined than ever to abolish nuclear weapons. We are acutely aware of the threats facing humanity and our beloved planet, from the devastating impacts of a global pandemic to the rising threats of climate catastrophe. The stakes for life on Earth have never felt higher. Nuclear weapons represent a tangible manifestation of the world, with the worst of these threats, with the risk they pose to human health and environmental stability. The resources currently spent on the development and maintenance of these weapons should be directed towards supporting the most vulnerable people and protecting the planet through investing in food, education, healthcare, and climate justice. Our faith traditions call us to denounce this misuse of resources and to call for greater international cooperation to end nuclear weapons forever. Nuclear weapons are a tool of domination and violent coercion in a time when we urgently need to prioritize human security. Our religious and spiritual traditions uphold an ethos of mutual aid, care for stranger, and trust in the community. Our faith traditions continue to nurture the belief in a better future. We are reminded of our shared vulnerability and our shared capacity to make compassionate, intelligent policy choices. We remain committed not only to our own security, but to the security and well-being of one another. We understand the interrelationship between justice and peace, and we continue to commit ourselves to working for a world in which no community has the power to annihilate another, where the security of some does not depend on the insecurity of others. We urge the states parties of the TPNW to heed the voices of the world's hibakusha and contribute to strengthening the treaty through fully including the voices of affected communities, so that as the international community, we can begin the work of healing the harms caused by nuclear weapons. We also urge all states to work for the universalization of the TPNW and invite all countries that have yet to ratify the treaty to do so in a timely manner. And finally, we urge all nuclear weapon states to act in accordance with their commitment to nuclear disarmament and take concrete measures towards reducing nuclear threats. In a world that often seems bleak, we celebrate this first MSP as a glimmer of light and hope. Just as we come together to unite our voices and prayers beyond our own faith traditions, we applaud your commitment to multilateralism and diplomacy in a time of this divisiveness and tensions. We stand with you to rid the world of nuclear weapons and create a world where we can advance together for common security and mutual flourishing. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Hiro. And I asked Hiro to read the full statement because there is still the opportunity for your organization to sign on in support of this until June 17th. And I put the link in the chat box. I just want to thank the speakers that we've heard already and remind all of you to mark your calendars for Nuclear Prayer Day on August 6th, to think about this morning, what you might have learned. I hadn't thought about the term, the Manhattan Project, Trinity, some of the words that bring us to New York. And I just want to thank particularly the New York NGOs, the Committee of Religious NGOs, Guruji and the World Yoga Community for giving us this opportunity to discuss this important issue. The issue really came up because Fumi wrote to Guruji and said, should we do a flag ceremony? How can we do this? And I have the good fortune of introducing Fumi Johns-Stewart, the Executive Director of May Peace Prevail on Earth. Many of you who've known me know that the prayer, May Peace Prevail on Earth, is something that's just a part of my daily vocabulary. I don't know how many times a day, but that prayer, along with peace breathing and other things, happen just as a part of my normal being. I invite you to connect a little deeper to May Peace Prevail on Earth, because their story is just so connected to nuclear weapons. And Fumi, I turn this part over to you. Thank you for working with us, being with us, and praying so much for nuclear abolition.
Thank you so much, Monica. And thank you especially to Guruji for bringing us all together here for, this 8th anniversary of this yoga celebration that you host every year. And today is day 14, I believe. And the theme is global culture of peace. And, we can't talk about a global culture of peace without raising the issues of nuclear disarmament. So, as we approach this year, the 77th anniversary of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, we still haven't learned our nuclear lesson. And as Lyndon said, he talked about the doomsday clock, which the atomic scientists set every year. we are 100 seconds to midnight. So we're so vulnerable to nuclear disaster, according to this clock. The message and prayer, which Monica loves so much, and many of you love so much, may peace prevail on earth, was authored by a Japanese visionary and spiritual leader, Masahisa Goi, after the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And he said that Japan has a big mission to send a powerful message of peace out to the world. But I feel that this message, may peace prevail on earth, has become a universal message embraced by millions across the planet. And to me, may peace prevail on earth represents a powerful collective voice of planetary citizens calling for a world free of nuclear weapons. Today, I have several videos to share with you, and this first one is offered to us from Shohei Tominaga, who is our friend of May Peace Prevail on Earth. He lives in Hiroshima. He's a very active peace advocate and peacemaker, peace builder, and he sends us this message from the heart of Hiroshima. So let's listen to Shohei Tominaga. And I am running my own text, so please be patient. Okay. Here we go.
皆さん、こんにちは。77年前、1945年8月6日、世界で最初の原子爆弾が広島に、そして3日後に長崎に落とされました。赤ん坊からお年寄りまで20万人以上の人々が亡くなり、市民の日常生活は一瞬にして完璧に消滅されてしまいました。あまりの衝撃に、当時、広島では75年間は草木も生えないと言われたものです。しかし、生き残った人たちの懸命な努力、国内外からの多くの温かい支援のおかげで、広島は緑と水に囲まれた美しい町によみがえることができました。しかしながら、原爆によるこれほどの悲惨さを体験したにもかかわらず、我々人類は未だに核兵器の呪縛から逃れられていません。広島の原爆をはるかにしのぐ破壊力を持った核兵器が、互いに他の国を睨み合いながら、1万発以上も存在しています。また、お互いの主義主張、嫌悪感、恐怖心によって、世界各地で民族紛争、宗教対立、テロ行為により、多くの人々が毎日のように傷つき、亡くなっています。私たちのグループは、毎年8月6日、原爆記念の日に、世界各国の平和を祈るフラッグセレモニーを29年間開催してきました。主義、主張、民族、宗教、政治の違いを超えて、世界各国の国旗を一国ずつ掲げ、その国の平和を祈るという行事です。セレモニーは恒久の平和を願うシンボルとなっている原爆ドームの前で行ってきました。私たちは来る8月6日に皆様と共に核兵器の廃絶、世界の恒久平和を願って声を一つにしてお祈りしたいと思います。どうかこの日に地球上のすべての国の平和を願って皆様と一緒に祈ってまいりましょう。また私たちは ニュークリアプレイヤーデイイニシアティブにも参加します。この日に世界中の市民に核兵器廃絶の祈りをするよう呼びかけるものです。世界人類が平和でありますように。
Thank you so much to Shohei for creating that video for us. And it really fills my heart to listen to his words. And as you heard him, he said that after the bomb fell, the people of Hiroshima thought that there would be no plants, nothing growing, that nature was destroyed for 75 years. They would not see anything growing. Yet a year later, they saw little plants growing from between the rocks. And they were so blessed and grateful to the power of nature. So I'd like to dedicate this next short video, also created by our members in Hiroshima. It is a beautiful movement, mudra movement, in gratitude to nature. So if you are called to join them in this beautiful movement, you're welcome to. And let me align the video for that for us. Oops.
As you're aligning the video, I want to remind people that the mountains absorbed so much of the impact of the bomb in Nagasaki. That was another thing I learned. Nature is so important in this. Thank you, Fumi.
Okay, let us watch our beautiful mudras in gratitude to nature.
Gratitude to the ocean. On behalf of humanity, we thank you, divinities in charge of the ocean. Dear ocean, we thank you. Gratitude to the earth. On behalf of humanity, we thank you, divinities in charge of the earth. Dear earth, we thank you. Gratitude to mountains.
On behalf of humanity, we thank you, divinities in charge of mountains. Dear mountains, we thank you.
Gratitude to food.
On behalf of humanity, we thank you, divinities in charge of food. Dear food, we thank you.
Gratitude to physical body.
On behalf of humanity, we thank our physical bodies. Dear physical body, we thank you.
Gratitude to water.
On behalf of humanity, we thank you, divinities in charge of water. Dear water, we thank you.
Gratitude to plants.
On behalf of humanity, we thank you, divinities in charge of plants. Dear plants, we thank you.
Gratitude to animals.
On behalf of humanity, we thank you, dear divinity in charge of animals. Dear animals, we thank you.
Gratitude to minerals.
On behalf of humanity, we thank you, divinities in charge of minerals. Dear minerals, we thank you.
Gratitude to heavenly phenomena.
On behalf of humanity, we thank you, divinities in charge of heavenly phenomena. Dear heavenly phenomena, we thank you.
Gratitude to the air.
On behalf of humanity, we thank you, divinities in charge of the air. Dear air, we thank you.
Gratitude to the sun.
On behalf of humanity, we thank you, divinities in charge of the sun. Dear sun, we thank you.
Thank you for joining us. We send out gratitude to all of you from Hiroshima. May peace prevail on earth.
May
Peace prevail
on
earth.
What a beautiful, heartfelt video. Gratitude to nature offered by our friends from Hiroshima. So now we come to an offering of world prayers, global prayers for peace. And when I read the mission statement of the yoga community, it said, unity in diversity, love all, serve all. So this is at the core of the global yoga community, to uphold unity in diversity, love all, and serve all. So Monica and I talked about, well, wouldn't it be beautiful to offer a flag ceremony here? And to do it's a bit over 10-minute version to send peace, our invocations for peace, our love, our service to the global heart, the souls of every country and citizens of the world, by playing this video and asking you to join us, to send your prayers to every corner on the earth, to the cells of the planet. Every country is a cell that needs our healing, that needs forgiveness, that needs our love. And we talk about the power of our voice, the power of our words, thoughts, and actions that accumulate to form the destiny of the planet. So let's join in together and offer our heart, our prayers, to send them out to every corner on earth. And every country will have a photograph of a peace pole standing on its soil, planted by the people, the citizens of those countries. We call the peace pole the acupuncture of the earth. So let's send our love through the acupuncture of the earth and activate peace to prevail in the hearts of all planetary citizens, especially for a world free of nuclear weapons. So I invite you to join in this beautiful ceremony. May peace prevail on earth. Western Europe. May peace be in Andorra. May peace be in Austria. May peace be in Belgium. May peace be in Denmark. May peace be in Finland. May peace be in France. May peace be in Germany. May peace be in Greece. May peace be in Iceland. May peace be in Ireland. May peace be in Italy. May peace be in Liechtenstein. May peace be in Luxembourg. May peace be in Malta. May peace be in Monaco. May peace be in the Netherlands. May peace be in Norway. May peace be in Portugal. May peace be in San Marino. May peace be in Spain. May peace be in Sweden. May peace be in Switzerland. May peace be in the United Kingdom. May peace be in the Vatican. Eastern Europe. May peace be in Albania. May peace be in Belarus. May peace be in Bosnia and Herzegovina. May peace be in Bulgaria. May peace be in Croatia. May peace be in the Czech Republic. May peace be in Estonia. May peace be in Hungary. May peace be in Kosovo. May peace be in Latvia. May peace be in Lithuania. May peace be in Moldova. May peace be in Montenegro. May peace be in Macedonia. May peace be in Poland. May peace be in Romania. May peace be in Russia. May peace be in Serbia. May peace be in Slovakia. May peace be in Slovenia. May peace be in Ukraine. The Middle East. May peace be in Bahrain. May peace be in Cyprus. May peace be in Iran. May peace be in Iraq. May peace be in Israel. May peace be in Jordan. May peace be in Kuwait. May peace be in Lebanon. May peace be in Oman. May peace be in Palestine. May peace be in Qatar. May peace be in Saudi Arabia. May peace be in Syria. May peace be in Turkey. May peace be in the United Arab Emirates. May peace be in Yemen. Central Asia. May peace be in Afghanistan. May peace be in Armenia. May peace be in Azerbaijan. May peace be in Bangladesh. May peace be in Bhutan. May peace be in Georgia. May peace be in India. May peace be in Kazakhstan. May peace be in Kyrgyzstan. May peace be in Mongolia. May peace be in Nepal. May peace be in Pakistan. May peace be in Sri Lanka. May peace be in Tajikistan. May peace be in Tibet. May peace be in Turkmenistan. May peace be in Uzbekistan. East Asia. May peace be in Brunei Darussalam. May peace be in Cambodia. May peace be in China. May peace be in Indonesia. May peace be in Japan. May peace be in Laos. May peace be in Malaysia. May peace be in Maldives. May peace be in Myanmar. May peace be in North Korea. May peace be in the Philippines. May peace be in Singapore. May peace be in South Korea. May peace be in Taiwan. May peace be in Thailand. May peace be in Timor-Leste. May peace be in Vietnam. Oceania. May peace be in Australia. May peace be in Fiji. May peace be in Kiribati. May peace be in the Marshall Islands. May peace be in Micronesia. May peace be in Nauru. May peace be in New Zealand. May peace be in Palau. May peace be in Papua New Guinea. May peace be in Samoa. May peace be in the Solomon Islands. May peace be in Tonga. May peace be in Tuvalu. May peace be in Vanuatu. North Africa. May peace be in Algeria. May peace be in Chad. May peace be in Djibouti. May peace be in Egypt. May peace be in Eritrea. May peace be in Ethiopia. May peace be in Libya. May peace be in Mali. May peace be in Mauritania. May peace be in Morocco. May peace be in Niger. May peace be in South Sudan. May peace be in Sudan. May peace be in Tunisia. East and South Africa. May peace be in Angola. May peace be in Botswana. May peace be in the Comoros. May peace be in Eswatini. May peace be in Kenya. May peace be in Lesotho. May peace be in Madagascar. May peace be in Malawi. May peace be in Mauritius. May peace be in Mozambique. May peace be in Namibia. May peace be in Seychelles. May peace be in Somalia. May peace be in South Africa. May peace be in Tanzania. May peace be in Zambia. May peace be in Zimbabwe, West and Central Africa. May peace be in Benin. May peace be in Burkina Faso. May peace be in Burundi. May peace be in Cameroon. May peace be in Cape Verde. May peace be in the Central African Republic. May peace be in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. May peace be in the Republic of the Congo. May peace be in Côte d'Ivoire. May peace be in Equatorial Guinea. May peace be in Gabon. May peace be in the Gambia. May peace be in Ghana. May peace be in Guinea. May peace be in Guinea-Bissau. May peace be in Liberia. May peace be in Nigeria. May peace be in Rwanda. May peace be in Sao Tome and Principe. May peace be in Senegal. May peace be in Sierra Leone. May peace be in Togo. May peace be in Uganda. South America. May peace be in Argentina. May peace be in Bolivia. May peace be in Brazil. May peace be in Chile. May peace be in Colombia. May peace be in Ecuador. May peace be in Guyana. May peace be in Paraguay. May peace be in Peru. May peace be in Suriname. May peace be in Uruguay. May peace be in Venezuela, North and Central America. May peace be in Antigua and Barbuda. May peace be in the Bahamas. May peace be in Barbados. May peace be in Belize. May peace be in Canada. May peace be in Costa Rica. May peace be in Cuba. May peace be in Dominica. May peace be in the Dominican Republic. May peace be in El Salvador. May peace be in Grenada. May peace be in Guatemala. May peace be in Haiti. May peace be in Honduras. May peace be in Jamaica. May peace be in Mexico. May peace be in Nicaragua. May peace be in Panama. May peace be in St. Kitts and Nevis. May peace be in St. Lucia. May peace be in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. May peace be in Trinidad and Tobago. May peace be in the United States of America. May peace be in all the indigenous nations. May peace prevail on earth. May peace prevail on earth. Thank you for joining in this global prayer for peace. Thank you so much. And in closing, I'd like to offer this to the yoga community, the world yoga community. It's an exchange of yoga, prayer through yoga. And I'd like to read this description that I found about yoga on your website. It says, yoga is a physical, mental, and spiritual practice, which means union with the divine, serving the purpose of reaching the state of permanent peace. Mm. So yoga is a divine practice of anchoring and manifesting peace on earth. So I'd like to offer this to us. It would be a yoga practice, which comes out from, which is practiced at Byakko Shinko Kai at the foot of Mount Fuji, Fuji Sanctuary. It is called the Divine Spark Mudra, Divine Spark in Mudra. So this is our offering for the awakening of the divinity in humanity. Thank you so much, Monica. And thank you so much, Guruji, for inviting us to share those precious moments with you. And let us all continue to pray for perfect peace to manifest on planet Earth and for a world free of nuclear weapons. May peace prevail on Earth. Thank you.
I just want to thank you, Fumi. Thank you to all our other wonderful, wonderful presenters. And thank you for joining us both here and on Facebook to be united in prayer daily. However you do it, we have to call in that divine spark in us, be grateful to all of the elements in nature, connect with one another, because our prayers matter. And we need to make a shift to rid the world of nuclear weapons. I just invite all of you to join us on August 6th to remember Hiroshima and Nagasaki and to add our prayers so that this never, ever happens again by accident or by war. Guruji, I thank you for this time. And I am so honored to be connected to all of you in prayer, in practice, and service. Thank you, Guruji. And to the World Yoga community, our heartfelt appreciation for this time and for our connectedness. to one another. Thank you.
Thank you, Srimati Monica Willard, bringing this wonderful event, and our friends, and all are my friends, coming together to celebrate Yoga Month as bringing the peace and harmony to the world. It is very important. I remember in 37 years back, I was in a bicycle rally as a NCC cadet, as a pre-military, they trained students. So I told my officer, the purpose of this rally for world peace. I said, world peace, what do you know about world peace? I don't know. But I said, world peace. This is the point, After that, he said, you like biking, right? I said, yeah, I like biking. You want to do a expedition for a week? I said, love it. I want to lead that program. So how much money you have in your hand? I said, I don't have anything, zero. So what you will do? I said, I can ask some people to donate. I said, are you sure? I said, yes. So I collect 1,500 rupees from my friends. Rest of the money, the military officer gave me. Okay, this is so fun. So we are 7 people from the college, and we had to go around 400 kilometers. It will take 3 days, one side. So approximately 80 to 100 kilometers, sometimes more, we had to bike it. And you see, it's not fun. After first day, you cannot move your legs. Very hard. With no proper food or water, you're tired. And the muscles are moving, making pain. So I put my legs up and lying down, I cannot sleep. Morning 6 o'clock, I had to go again, right? But after 2 days, we were fine. In between, one of my friends got an accident. So we had to take care of him, So somehow within 5 days, we finished this program. In the newspaper announced, bicycle rally expedition for world peace. This is so funny. I never thought I end up in world peace programs. So God is giving some insights when we get the birth. That's the way it is. So somehow I'm glad. Back to America. Earlier in 2007, I left America. I don't want to come back here. I moved, and Swami Bua brought me back. Then we implemented Yoga Day at the UN. Last month, we made the resolution at the New York State Assembly and Senate. I want to show the video clip. Some of you saw already in the first day, but I want to show that one for others. What happened? Let me see once more.
Mr. Speaker, will you please call the House to order?
The House will come to order. In the absence of clergy, let us pause for a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag, the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. A quorum being present.
Assembly number 916 rules at the request of Mr. Syed. Legislative resolution memorializing Governor Kathy Hochul to proclaim June 21st, 2022 as Yoga Day in the state of New York.
Mr. Syed on the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On the resolution,
recognizing yoga has been crucial for many, many years. And as we approach a time when we're dealing with so many social issues, not only involving education and wellness and well-being, yoga has become not only a function of certain societies or cultures, it's become a growing necessity to address physical well-being, emotional well-being. And as an educator for many years, acknowledged the work of yoga teachers and practitioners and have addressed this by granting many local school districts with yoga instruction. And the benefits with children, sometimes children with emotional and mental and other disabilities, the progress has been enormous. And I'd like to just today acknowledge the importance of yoga to complement one of the forefront leaders and leaders internationally, Guru Guruji Thanktapan, who appeared before us 2 weeks ago as a leader in interfaith peace across the world, supporting the Path to Peace initiative and global interfaith celebrations and dialogue. So today it gives me great pleasure to acknowledge, to recommend, and hope we continue to implement yoga on the local, on the state, national, international scene as a very beneficial tool to address wellness and emotional well-being. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
On the resolution, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. Resolution is adopted.
So this is the history happened in America. So this is the first step. So we are talking with the Congress members now to have a bill for the country. And our plan is to have a peace education through yoga for schools. So those who had discussion with me from the state, assembly, senate, and the Congress, they like the idea, but I know it's not easy to implement a bill. It takes a long way, but I never give up. It's like in 87, we had this idea, World Yoga Day. Then later, after meeting with Kofi Annan, we changed the name to International Day of Yoga. People laugh at me. You know, earlier people threatened me to teach yoga because my father is from a Christian family. You know, but we change everything. Yoga is a universal teaching. Anybody can practice, anybody can learn and teach. As you look around 193 countries, people are practicing yoga. You know, how many people are practicing? 36 million people are practicing only in America. So that became a universal thing, right? So that's why I said never give up. We may have hurdles, try, jump over it. If you fall, again get up and jump it, jump it. In the end, you cannot jump, take the hurdles and put it in the side, you walk. That's how we'll do it, right? I'm so happy. We are bringing yoga to this, yoga asanas, postures to the sports now. Government of India already recognized that one. Youth Ministry of India and the Sports Ministry recognize yoga asanas as a sports. Tomorrow, we are starting our yoga asana sports for 3 days online. 20 countries are going to participate. And 24th, that is next Friday, we will have the final. And we invited our assemblywoman from Manhattan to watch the competition and see how she feels about it. And they can make a decision, you know. Then we'll take all the videos from winners, we'll send it to all the officials to watch what is real or not. Children will enjoy. They can travel around the world for this competition as a healthy competition, not for fight, right? And they can interact with other people. They meet new friends. See how we bring the peace, the harmony through friendship, through sports. I was in sports 25 years, representing my school, college, and the university. I had a great time. Met over 5 million people around the globe. That's not simple, right? So these are the small stepping stones we put in for the future. I had to thank all the great elders, those made the foundation for us to build up these ideas. Think about 75 years, how UN ran because of so many great beings there. Still issues are there. It's not fixed. We know issues will be continue, never stop, but we'll face it, we'll fix it, and move on, hand over to the next generation. That's the way it's supposed to be. So we'll continue our partnership. That is the 17th goal. Somehow I always say 18th goal should be spirituality. That should lead everything. So we are missing some part. But as a NGO representatives, we can work together, make the change. We don't have to wait for leaders to do things. I always say we should learn how to serve the world, not to lead the world. When you just think about lead, we don't want to get out from the chair. We want to be sitting forever. When you try to serve it, whoever runs, doesn't matter. We are serving each other. That's the way it is. So spirituality is supposed to promote a healthy service. All the elected officials supposed to learn how to serve the community. When they are not serving the community, it will make a problem. So we had to educate our young children how to take care of our friends, family, how to love, care, keep a healthy lifestyle. We don't need too many weapons. We need only knife to cut things for the kitchen. Or sisters for cutting clothes to stitch it. Right? We don't need unnecessary weapons. Billions, trillions of dollars we are wasting for nothing. Yeah. Only human being will do this, not any other animals. How sad it is. I think we are putting so many programs, try to educate people. Then same time other people create more problems. So something has to change. So we had to work hard, double work. When a person is sleeping, easy to wake them up. When they pretend to sleep, very hard to wake them up. So a lot of leaders are pretend to sleeping. Yeah. So we had to get them up and do the work. Not simple. But I hope within 2030 is our agenda for the UN. We can make some changes through our partnerships. I'm looking forward to these changes through our actions. I'm so happy, and all of the speakers, and to thank Monica Willard, Fumi, and Gabriel, Harris, Renor, Hero, and Johnny, and TK, and all other friends those are in the meeting. We have over 500 people are watching, all over from different countries. I want to thank them too, because they are also spending time for us. It's not simple. 30 days continuous doing a program, not simple. Yeah. When we had a yoga cruise last day, it's a beautiful event. Over 300 people gather. For 5 hours, 6 hours, we are spending together, having yoga in the cruise. Even we have some people from Bangladesh, they are doing yoga. Nobody thought. So new ideas are coming. We had youth program, over 500 students came. It's beautiful. Yeah. So whatever opportunities we'll get, we'll take it. I think Fumi earlier said 2 things. One is love all, serve all. One is unity in diversity. The third one I learned from Mother Teresa, a smile can change the world. When you see a person, always smile. They may think something wrong with you, still smiling. After 3rd time, they'll smile at you. This is how we change people. Friendship. Even we drink a coffee or a tea, have a wonderful enjoyment with them, even a dialogue. Somehow people are forgetting. They just learn how to do the computer phone. I was watching people in the train last day. Everybody is looking at the phone. There's no human interaction. What is wrong with us? We need technology, but still we should continue our contact. That's why we do multiple events, online and offline now. So next Tuesday, we have our big day at the UN Church Center, 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. That's an International Day of Yoga celebration. And that will be our 35th anniversary of the World Yoga Community movement started. And the World Yoga Day started the ideas. Later we changed to International Day of Yoga. That is 8th year. We had to celebrate. We can have maximum 120 people in the hall, I think. So those who are in our circle, definitely will get the first pick. So we'll find out what's the procedure. I'll talk with the chaplain Dion and Dennis Cotto and discuss and let you know. So those who are free tomorrow, come and join and see what is going on with the yoga sports. Thank you, everyone. See you soon.